This is episode 4 of my Loneliness Epidemic series about navigating loneliness in your 20s. Everyone keeps saying your 20s are supposed to be a mess. Why does it feel like we're just supposed to accept that? Audience watching this right now, what has your 20s been like so far? For me personally, my 20s have been messy so far, but that doesn't have to be my final story, right? I honestly don't want to make up for lost time. Why do we have to make up for lost time? And there are a few things that I want to change in 5 years. And this is one of those interview questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Ugh, I can't stand that question. What do I want in my 5 years left of being in my 20s to change? I desire growth, peace, joy, all the things that you can see on a greeting card. Here's a key tip, even though I don't really talk about tips in this video, but don't overlook current blessings by chasing or pursuing future ones. For me, I get caught up on just people that I've known and social media and just getting into those dark moments in your thoughts when you can't sleep at night and you're thinking about everything you should have done and you're like, oh, wait a minute, why didn't I do this, why didn't I do that, why did I forget about all these things I actually want to do, and like what's going to happen in 2 days or 3 days or 4 weeks or 5 weeks, am I actually going to get anywhere? Remember to breathe. There are things in my life that I once prayed for that I have right now that I don't think about. I have a dog, I have a car, I have a creative space. I don't want to just overlook those things. I'm pursuing future things, my own place, my own community that I make myself, people in my life that love me for me and I don't have to shrink myself. Those sorts of things that I desire, they will come. And just being ready again. We'll get back to that. Guess what I realized in my 20s? It's really windy out. I realized I don't have to tolerate being treated poorly. No, seriously. I don't have to tolerate being treated poorly. And you don't have to tolerate being treated poorly either. Did you know that? Oh my gosh. It might make people uncomfortable when you say no for the first time, when you choose yourself, or you're just learning boundaries that you need in order to be successful in life. But it's not your responsibility to handle other people's feelings and emotions based on your decisions for your life. And a key way to realize, am I doing this or am I not, is, and I had to learn this, not abandoning myself again. As long as I'm not doing that, I'm on the right path. If I abandon myself for anyone or for anything, then I'm going back to living a life for everyone else versus living a life, number 1, for God, and number 2, for me. Let's talk about social media overstimulation. Constant scrolling, doom scrolling. When you're in your 20s and you're scrolling, I notice so many things and I just get into a black hole and then I'm like falling that weird nightmare. 9-to-5s, entrepreneurs, people are getting married, people are going through breakups, divorce, weddings, travel diaries, people changing their careers, going back to school, not knowing what they're doing, unemployed, starting content creation. Scroll. And all these people are in their 20s or 30s. That too. And when you're looking at all those videos and you're just scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or Snapchat, I don't know, whatever you have, whatever social media you have that you like. If you do, it can feel like pressure and comparison at times, and it can also feel confusing. Because when you eat all that up, you gouge it out, sometimes your brain just needs a little washing. But I'm here to remind you of something really cool. So maybe I promise not telling you. It's a secret. Can I share it with you? Okay. No one posts the uncertain middle. They don't post that You just see the success, you just see the highlight reel, if you heard of that. I mean, except for me. Except for me. Subscribe. Subscribe just for that, okay? No one posts the uncertain middle, but I post the uncertain middle. My whole YouTube channel is based on the uncertain middle. I hope that came across right. If you came across this video, that's what I post about. Talking about loneliness in my 20s. I have vlogs about 20s Unfiltered. I vlogged my college experience. I've showed myself starting a YouTube channel and continuing it and just going through the motions of life in 20s, and it's crazy, and I'm in the middle. So I post about it, but no one usually posts the uncertain middles. I'm the 1%. But failure, doubt, loneliness, everyone struggles with it. And it's normal, okay? Any negative feelings that you have, they're normal. They're not bad. You're human. It happens. You gotta do the hard work. And it will make you tired. This hard work will make you tired to actually sit with those emotions. The only person that is holding you back is you. Can I talk about something that I'm reframing? Is that okay? Perfect. I'm reframing the most crazy, inconsistent part of my life. Jobs. My whole job insecurity, job instability. I have a better clarity on it now. And this is what it is, okay? The role that I had for 12 months showed me what I don't want. In the jobs that I've had and the role that I was in, I found out what I don't want in a job and what I do want because of it. Just a pivot in your life. It could be mental, emotional, moving, relationships, friendships, career. That pivot. Does this feel stressful, the pivot? Or hard to believe at times that you'll make it at the end of the tunnel to finally get that one thing that you desire? I hope that made sense. Let's talk about loneliness and identity. Again, had the realization last video. I'm like, what? Identity is tied to loneliness. Why didn't I think of that before? But it really is. For me, my identity was tied to hiding behind relationships and friendships that I've had in the past. 100%. And to be honest with you, now I'm fully seen for the first time in my life. I can no longer hide behind a relationship or friendship because I'm on my own, for real. Sometimes healing feels like you're walking through a tunnel, you're hoping that the light will shine at the end, but it's a huge fire. We're coming back to social burnout. Self-awareness versus forcing connections is very important when you're dealing with a fragile, broken heart. Because anything that doesn't work feels like the end of the world. Sort of. No, it does. Yeah, it does. And I think I just burned myself out trying to put myself out there with a broken heart. Are you crazy? Yeah, I am, actually. But yeah, I think social burnout is real. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you or the people that you're meeting. It's just sometimes, again, self-awareness, forcing connections. I'm already fragile, already have a broken heart. So I tried putting myself out there and staying consistent, but it drained me and I kind of just collapsed in a way and just... Right. Let's talk about faith and inner peace. Loneliness isn't always about being alone. Sometimes it's just social media and expectations. And to tie that back into faith and inner peace, hold on. There's this TikTok going around where people have like this picture and then they're listing all the things that they wanted, and then you swipe and then they say all the things that they're really going through, you know, because of God or their inner touch, what they have. Some people, they list things and they actually have all those things. But for the people that don't, like me, it's like 1, 2, 3, I don't know, let's say it's like graduate early, marriage, and I don't know, rich. And then they'll swipe and then it'll say something different, completely different, like found God, baptism, whatever. I think it's very important because it can get a little bit tricky here. Expectations that I had when I was 20 versus where I'm at 25, Nowhere near. And there's grief in that. There's grief in having a certain expectation by a certain time and not meeting it. And there's loneliness in that too. That all works together in like this hamster wheel. And if you're not careful, you can either get mad at God or discouraged. And then you can feel like you're not hearing God anymore. Even the people you compare yourself to, life is happening to them too. Viewers, what actually makes you feel lonely? Let's keep this conversation going down below in the comments. Subscribe, click the notification bell to come back for another episode of the Loneliness Epidemic. I'm Maddie, and you're less lonely with me.